All right, welcome everybody. Good afternoon, good morning, or good evening, wherever you are joining us from. We welcome you and let's get on with it. Okay, so I like to repeat these things every time so that you can have a pattern that you are following when you are doing your trading. Trading just like in any other business, you need to have a process. You need to have systems in place. You need to have, or some people call it structure. You need to have a structure that you are using. So when you have a structure, when you have a system in a business, so for instance, if you are the CEO of your business and you have structures in place, then you can, and in your structure, everybody knows their roles. They know what to do. If this happens, then this will happen. They know all those processes, so you don't have to be physically there for your business to continue, right? So you need to have a process, you need to have systems, you need to have a structure for your trading. And that's why we always say, we always go through these three questions that every trader must have, irrespective of whichever system you have, right? So first question, what did price do before now, or what did price do overnight? Next question, where is price now? And then third question, what must I see price? I think this one is even the very important one. What must I see price do before I execute a trade? You must know what you want to see first before you execute a trade. It's like the if-then rule. If this happens, then I will do this. But if it does not happen, then I will not do anything, right? So you need to see it happen, okay? So a good example before we go through this bit here, for those who were in the London session, we came in the morning and we said there was a break of structure there, right? So that implied that so this was the lowest level, okay? And then, so when you look backwards, you say, where's your valid range? Your last valid range, what caused price to move down to this level? It was right here. This was the last valid range here. Okay, and that implied that price could actually go all the way. Where is my mouse now? Okay, price could go all the way as long as it does not break above this level here. We don't have a break of structure yet. So all this price action here is still in the valid range. It's still within the range of your pricing. Okay, so the next question will be, does your account have the capacity to have an entry? For instance, have an entry here and put your stop loss there. Does your if you're using, let's say, 1% per risk, right? 1% per trade, right? Does your account have the capacity to hold that? If your account does not have the capacity to do 1% for this, your stop loss to be up there and your entry to be there, then there's no need taking a trade on this one. That's why we go through various currency pairs so that you can actually choose the one that suits your trading and the one that suits your account. Okay, right. So for our inner circle members, let me just give us a reminder that I typically say that I like to take a trade. So there are various ways to take your entries, right? On this move here. So first of all, you've seen the break of structures there. So one way is to say, okay, I've seen a break of structure. I've seen where the valid range is, right? Where you put your stop loss, okay? And then you wait for this candle to continue going, right? Let it continue going. And then when it gives you a rejection candle, that is when you begin to anticipate that, okay, it's probably time for you to take an entry. So the first one you see is this doji, but the next candle confirms that it's not yet ready. Then you see a doji here. Okay, and then after that doji, you see a bearish engulfing candle there. So that tells you that, yes, this will be a good place to enter, right? On the next pullback, you just enter on the next pullback and you expect price to move downwards. And it did move down a bit. Now it's doing some retracement again, right? But you are safe. You have your stop loss right where it should be, right? Or if you want to be aggressive, you put your stop loss right above somewhere there, okay? And even if you get stopped out, you're not too bothered because you're using proper risk management. Okay, that's very important. Very, very important. Because we don't get these wins. We get the wins over a series of trades. It's over a series of trades. It's like when you buy, let's say you are so you're desirous of buying a football club. So you buy a football club, right? It's not only you don't assess them only on one single match. No, you assess them over a series of matches that they have done. Is over those series of matches that they have played that you can say, okay, we need to change things here. We need to do this here. This is how we should we should do, moving forward, right? So you don't just take one game and say that it's because so also in your trade. You don't just take one trade and say, oh, because this one trade hit my stop loss, then that trading system is no longer good. Let me hop on to look for another one. No, right? Stick with your process. As long as that process, someone said, as long as a process can give you $1 or 1 cent or whatever it is, right? That means there's a potential in that particular system to give you $10 tomorrow, to give you $1,000, to give you $100,000, and so on and so forth the next day, right? So it's a matter of scaling, right? You hear of stories of people who start out a business with, okay, we're in Nigeria here, so or rather, I'm in Nigeria here. So they say they start a business with 1,000 naira or with 10,000 naira, right? And then over a period of, let's say, 10 years or a bit more, the business has grown from a $10,000 naira business is grown into 100 million or more, right? That is scaling, right? So start first with the rudiments, with the foundational bits. Start first, start small, and then you grow from there. Start small and you grow from there. So even if it's $1 you're doing today, tomorrow you have the capacity to be doing $100,000 and more. Okay, so that is how this business is. You always have to look at it from the long-term perspective. So let's go to the to what the market is telling us now. So let's look at it. What has price done overnight? So price gave us a break of structure there, okay, and then it's moved up all the way to this level. And it has not yet broken that last valid range. This is the last valid, this is the last break of structure. So your last valid range is up here. So it has not yet broken that last valid range, that last valid range. So we are still somewhere here. So price, for all we know, can actually just flush downwards, right? We can flush downwards, maybe do something like this and go further downwards. Or if it likes, right, it can then give you what we call a market structure shift. Let me do this. Okay, market structure shift. So it has already started moving down from here. So what do you expect? You expect it to go further down. But if it comes back up here and breaks this last high, then that becomes a market structure shift. Even before it gets to break this level here, that becomes a market structure shift. And I'm sure our inner circle members, you know what to do, right? Once you see that. Okay, let's move on to the next pair. What pair is this? This is pound yen. Good. So what is pound yen doing? Look at this, very nice, very beautiful. Pound yen is trending upwards. Higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. It's giving you a higher high. So what is it doing now? It's looking for that point where it's going to probably get to and then give you your higher low. Sorry, yes, your higher low, and potentially go all the way back up here. So you have your last break of structure is right here. So right now you're looking for that potential. So you're looking for that rejection candle that is going to occur. You're already beginning to see signs here. This is a doji right here, right? But it's still pushing down. So allow it, let it do what it wants to do. Once you then see your rejection candle, then you can take your position. Okay. From this very, very, very high here, where was the last break of structure? The last break of structure was right here. That implies that our line in the sand will be down here. So once price breaks below these levels here, then we are no longer looking for bullishness. We're looking for it to go bearish. Okay. Very nice and simple. Let's look at euro yen. Yeah, this one too is the same kind of setup, right? Price is moving upwards. It's moved all the way up. Let me just push this one up. You can see it. I mean, no, you don't need any trading expert or anybody to tell you what is price doing. If you ask your 5-year-old nephew or your 5-year-old child that what is price doing between this point here and this point here, is it moving up or is it moving down or is it moving sideways? I'm sure they'll tell you it's moving up. You can see it. That is how you analyze the market. You can see it. You can do these things for yourself. Okay. You don't need anybody to tell you this is what the market is doing. So you can see it happening and then you can take position. Okay. So what is the last thing that it has done? It did a break of structure here. It's moved all the way up. And like we always say, price will not move in one straight line. There will always be opportunities for pullbacks. There will always be opportunities to retrace. It's just like when you're driving too. You don't stay every time on one speed, right? On one. So if they say you're on the highway, on the expressway, and then you're going, let's say, 100 kilometers per hour, right? It's not when they say you're going 100 kilometers per hour, it's not necessarily that your speedometer is dead on that 100 kilometers per hour. Sometimes you increase your speed, sometimes you reduce it a bit, but you're just somewhere around that 100 kilometers per hour. Right, that is what this trading tool looks like, right? It has moved up, it has pushed up, now it's pulling back. So wait for it, let it give you that setup. And of course, where is our line in the sand now? So our line in the sand here, because this is the last break of structure over here, is pulling back now. And then you enter for your trade to continue in that direction if you're using the break of structure. So remember, we have 3 setups that we use. We have rejection candles, we have what's the other one? Break of structures, and your market structure shifts, right? So you can apply any of those 3, right? And it works very beautifully. In fact, I'm just seeing something here now. I don't know. Anyway, I wasn't at my charts at that time, so but I'm sure perhaps some of our Inner Circle VIP members may have gotten this. This was so price has moved all the way up, right? And then you see first you see a doji, then you see a kangaroo tail. What do you see next? See that pullback. So is it possible for you to have taken this trade for a sell, even though overall it's bullish? Yes, it's very possible. Why? Because we never know what price is going to do. Right? You never know what price is going to do, but you can anticipate that, okay, I'm seeing it slowing down. So is it possible? Is there a potential? Is there a possibility that price is going to pull back? Yes. So you take that trade, you take that sell, which is a counter trend, right? Counter trend, and then you've gotten this is like some 42 pips. Okay. So it's like a quick trade setup that I just take, almost like a scalp type thing, right? But let's not get into that. That'll be for, we'll discuss more on it in the Inner Circle. Remember, we have our Q&A session this Thursday, so for our Inner Circle members, okay? And of course, other members, you're welcome to join us if you're interested in joining the VIP members. Okay, let's go. Let me not even talk about that one. Let's go to our next pair. Pound Aussie. Okay, so what is Pound Aussie doing? It started moving down, went up a bit, came back down, started going up. And here, what did it do here? So after it moved up, you can see it came down, right? But it did not come down and break these lows here. What did he do instead? He broke this structure here. He had the market structure shift right there. Okay. And eventually he's broken this structure here now. Okay. So you could, if this is one of the pairs you trade, I mean, you could have just followed that trade setups like that. Okay. Right now it's pulled back in again. And then, well, now we're expecting it to actually go back up. That's what we're expecting. But if it does come all the way back down and break below those lows here, then price is not ready to go back up. Okay, let's look at the next one. What is this one? Euro USD. Oh, wow. Okay. So Euro USD, I mean, just by looking at it, this is, you can just, within 2 seconds, you can see, yes, this is just ranging. You can see there's no clear break of structures. It's just going back and forth, up and down, right? And what it has done now, it has broken, it's done what we call a breakout, right? It's broken below the last low. So earlier in the morning, that was the last low. So this was, but this is the other one now, this last one here. So it's broken below that. It's come back, retest it. What do you expect? You can expect it to go continue going down, right? And at what point will you say this one is no longer pushing down? Just look backwards. Where's the last opposite candle? This is the last opposite candle here, right? Let me mark that. So that's the last opposite candle. Oh, why is this thing doing like this now? Okay, right. This is the last opposite candle. So right here, if price does come all the way back up and break above these highs here, then we are no longer in a downward trajectory. We've changed direction if you break this one, right? Okay, so that's the conservative way. Let's look at what is this? Pound USD. Okay, so Pound USD, in fact, this is one of the things that Pound USD likes to do. It will break the highs, right? Do as if it's going up and then come back and break the lows. And sometimes if it really, really wants to show you, it will break the highs, right? Come back, break the lows as it's doing here, go down a little bit, and then just shoot all the way back up, right? So pound USD likes to, take out the highs, take out the lows before it decides which direction it wants to go eventually, right? So right now, this one is still, I'll just call this is just my big range. I'll just call this a big range here like this. Oops, where is it? Okay, so we'll just increase this one there. Let's see what it's going to do, right? But for me, nothing to do there. Anyway, I don't even trade this. It's not one of my main pairs. I'm just focusing on euro, yen, and pound yen. Okay, I reduce the number of pairs I'm looking at. That's the ones that I actually trade, so as to just increase my own focus, right? Okay, so what's this one? USD JPY. What is USD JPY doing? You can see this and see for yourself. This is trending upwards very nicely. Okay, trending upwards very nicely. It's pushed down. Now it's beginning to, you can see that movement. It's beginning to show movement upwards. Okay, so if you didn't get this trade here, right now, this is a good place to enter. Where will be your last break of structures? Let me see. Where is our line in the sand? A tight one will be around here, right? That'll be a tight one, right? Or if you want to give it some more room, you can give it to that level there. But definitely, this is the first signs here because there's a break of structure right here, okay? And that means this zone here should hold the trade and not allow price to go further down. If it breaks it, then it might probably just continue downwards. Okay, beautiful. Do we have any questions? Oh, just to say, tomorrow there was an emergency meeting that was just fixed for tomorrow, unfortunately, in my other business. So I will not be here in the morning. I'll probably be back by the afternoon, but I'll let us know. So the 8 a.m. London session, we may not have London session tomorrow. But if not, I'll still let us know. If we're still able to have it, I'll let us know. So just watch out for the information on the platforms. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so do have a lovely, lovely day and good trading to you all. Okay, let's see. Where is the yikes?